preparations for the impending governorship and Houses of Assembly elections. And the Nigeria Police Force has banned the use of dogs or other pets at polling units, saying it's criminal and condemnable. In a statement released by the Force Public Relations Officer CSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi via the official page of the Force on Twitter, he stated that it was deemed necessary to educate and caution Nigerians on the use of pets, especially dogs, at the polling units on election day, as such act runs contrary to the rules of the Electoral Act 2022 as amended. The Nigerian Police Force therefore warns those intending to display their pets, dogs especially, for whatever purpose at the polling units to desist, as such constitute a violation of the Electoral Act 2022 as amended and other extant laws. The enthusiasm that greeted the Supreme Court judgment that the old 500 naira and 1000 naira notes should be in use till December 31st, 2022 has dissipated as a widespread rejection of the old notes by bank customers, transporters and other businesses took over the financial and economic space. The rejection of the old notes is driven by the continued silence of the federal government and the Central Bank of Nigeria on the court judgment. Customers are insisting that there must be an official statement approving the old naira notes as legal tenders before they can accept the notes. Meanwhile, banks have started effecting cash withdrawal limits of 100,000 naira per week for individual customers. The Abuja Division of the Court of Appeal on Tuesday fixed October 16 to hear the appeal of the Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB filed to challenge its proscription as a terrorist organization by the federal government. The court will on the slated date equally hear an application the detained leader of the IPOB, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, filed to be joined as an interested party in the case. Specifically, IPOB, through its lawyer Mr. Ifeanyi Ejiofor, is praying the appellate court to set aside in its entirety the ruling final decision of the late former Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Abdul Kafarati, which on September 15, 2017 outlawed its activities in Nigeria. Abia State governorship candidate of the Labour Party, Alex Oti, has maintained that leadership is the major problem of the state and insisted that the state deserved a leader that would bring back its lost glory. Oti, who disclosed this during a special interview on Rapid 96.5 FM, urged the youth to be politically conscious.
Have a lot of people that are qualified to if you engage with some of our people, they are very bright minds. Unfortunately, where we have failed is in the area of leadership. And again, it is because of the selection process. I believe that Abia people are smart enough. Abia people are intelligent. They are taking them for a fool. They are taking them for a ride without a car. And I like to just advise them that they should concentrate on preparing themselves for the election. And I believe that by the grace of God, we are going to emerge victorious. We've won election in this state before. Unfortunately, it was stolen, and it is the mandate that the outgoing government is exercising. But the stolen mandate, and he knows that. And sometimes when they sit back in the inner recesses of their home, their conscience pricks them. And you know, there's the way God works. Sometimes when you insist on taking something that doesn't belong to you, God may say, okay, take it, but then you hold back something. 8 years down the line, how markets? That is the question.
According to OT, his administration, if elected, will focus in rebuilding Aba into a commercial hub.
So Aba, for us, is going to be completely rebuilt. The first thing that we do is to channel that water from the area end, or the Ndiegoro and all that, channel the water into the water side, so that any road that you build would stand the test of time. You can see we've been struggling with Forks Road for several years, a lot of money spent, and nothing sort of it. So Aba needs serious attention. And in our manifesto, we have documented that we're going to create a ministry in charge of Aba. That's all they will do.
On a foreign scene, an explosion ripped through a building in a crowded area of Bangladesh's capital on Tuesday, killing at least 19 people and injuring more than 50 others, according to authorities in the South Asian country. Mahid Uddin Kondekar, additional commissioner of the Dhaka Metropolitan Police, said the cause of the blast was unknown, but it may have been a gas explosion. Dhaka Metropolitan Police said not many people were inside the building at the time of the blast, but its location on a busy road near a market meant pedestrians were impacted. In sports, Graham Potter enjoyed his finest night as Chelsea manager as they overcame a first-leg deficit against Borussia Dortmund to reach the Champions League quarter-finals. Potter was under huge pressure after a dismal run of results following Chelsea's huge outlay in the transfer market, but he will hope the manner of this performance and the advance into the latter stages of Europe's elite competition will deliver a measure of calm and stability to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea fully deserved their win, although they squandered several big opportunities before Raheem Sterling made the breakthrough after 43 minutes, firing past Dortmund's keeper Alexander Meyer after initially fluffing his shot. The goal, which settled the tie and overturned Dortmund's 1-0 advantage from the first leg, came in contentious fashion from the penalty spot 8 minutes after the break. Dortmund were furious when a VAR review penalized Marius Wolf for handball from Ben Chilwell's cross, and their sense of injustice heightened after Kai Havertz struck the post with his spot kick only for a retake to be ordered.
Trending stories, breaking news, fast. News Light on Rapid 96.5 FM.
Let's talk politics, dynamics, and permutations.
It is a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. This is beyond partisan politics. It's unfortunate. And these are the kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example are they showing as leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with the happenings in the polity.
Nigeria is on drink and on oxygen. And how can we get out of this?
I am an employer of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of the family. And he must protect me.
Standpoint. The center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM, Umahia.
All Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian.
We're glad to know that you are tuned in to the sound of your city. This is Rapid 96.5 on the frequency modulated band. The program is The Standpoint. On the program today, we do have the Labour Party candidate for Umahia South State constituency in the governorship and House of Assembly elections, Emeka Jacob Obioma, popularly called Tommy, and decided to go with the slogan Tommy 2023. I mean, were you born in 2023?
The election is in 2023. Very important year for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old are you in this year?
In this year?
Yeah, how old are you this year?
I'm 46 years.
46, but you look way younger.
Yes, I know. That's how it is.
Okay.
Probably because I take good care of myself.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
All right, so, the recent wave that has skyrocketed your party has been engineered by young people. What's your thought about young people in their 40s and their 30s getting into, politics to occupy political position?
It's a very good thing. You could see that.
I'd rather you come close to the microphone.
It's a very good thing. You can see that the participation of the 40s and the 30s has changed a lot in the political system.
Okay.
And Labour Party is the driving motor. It was as if we saw tomorrow when we moved into Labour Party. There was basically nobody there. We took a gamble on Labour Party with Dr. Alex Oti, and a few weeks later, Peter Obi joined, and Nigerians joined completely. The youth is now a movement, and if anybody who is not supporting Labour Party right now probably is for one interest or the other. Labour Party is the new face of politics in Nigeria.
Okay, so what actually prompted you? What fueled your passion? I see you adorning the Labour Party outfit with a lot of pride and confidence. But then, what prompted you to go into politics?
Oh, obviously. We had been on the sidelines for a very long time, and you see, when good people especially don't participate in politics, we give opportunities for people who don't really mean well for us to take control. It's obvious that this is not the state we desire. Abia is not the Abia we celebrated when it was created. This is not the state we looked forward to in 1999 at all. It's as if we have been left behind. And it's completely a result of a failure of leadership. We know we can help salvage the situation, and by the special grace of God, Labour Party, we also have the best candidate, running for the governorship, who is Dr. Alex Oti, who by the special grace of God, I believe by Sunday morning, he will become our governor-elect. So the drive there for me, basically, is to contribute my quota to make sure that my people have a sense of belonging, to make sure we bring development and progress to our people, to make sure that, we can sit down with our friends from outside Abia and say, yes, we're from Abia State. So we want to participate to make sure we're part of that process that will bring the Abia of our dream.
Your party has been embroiled in litigations with the Independent National Electoral Commission, and majorly as a result of the outcome of the presidential elections. Yes, sweeping the House of Representatives seats in the state and across the federation. But then you do have a squabble of some sort with INEC over the outcome of the presidential elections. Now, do you see your election still happening this Saturday with all of those litigations and the fact that INEC wants to reconfigure the BVAS for the elections, and your party is saying no, not just yet, we need to take a look at them first?
Oh, definitely. I still hope that the elections will take place. INEC should have known before now that they also need the BVAS for the governorship election.
But then they're saying they cannot conduct the election without reconfiguring the elections.
Our principal, who is His Excellency Peter Obi, had written to INEC, had gotten a court order before now, asking INEC for permission to inspect and take informations and data from the BVAS. If you listen to his speech, he said, we won the election, we will reclaim our mandate. Labour Party is so sure that we had the number of the most popular votes across the country, that we had won the election. If INEC had given us access to those BVAS before now, we won't be where we are now. There's still time for it. Today is Wednesday. We have till Saturday. It's a data processing system. It shouldn't take, it's not something that needs years to do. But the truth of the matter is that it goes beyond the gubernatorial election. With or without it, maybe INEC would have still been where they are for some obvious reasons. So, yes, I'm hopeful the election will still take place. We must find a way around it.
All right, so you're vying for Umuahia South State constituency, and for a while it's just been going in one direction. I mean, the people of Olokoro had claimed that it was their turn. Labour Party hasn't zoned it to anywhere, right? As fresh as it comes, you are in good stead to lay claim to the seat as much as any other person is. But now the question is, what do you think are your chances in unseating the current House of Assembly member, Jerry Uzosike, right? Who's been there, and he seemed to be a lot more popular.
Well, to start with, Jerry Uzosike also unseated an incumbent, so it goes beyond that. What we believe is that we have capacity to do better. Maybe probably he should have done his best, I want to believe. But I have a lot I would think should have been done that is not done yet, in terms of making laws that should be able to propel progress and development, especially to the people of Umuahia South.
What some of those laws that you have?
Some of those laws is that I'm putting in together a bill already with one of my friends. We have also discussed it with our principals that if we get to the House of Assembly, first of all, we're going to make a law that will make payment of salaries compulsory and non-payment a criminal offense. And the principal
by executive.
Who proposed the law, the executive will sign it.
Okay.
That way we should be able to make sure that people are encouraged to go to work and earn their living. Pensioners will be paid. We also propose that we would have a bill that will legislate that we'll have a free and compulsory education, at least from primary to secondary level. It will help take
For
our
Abians.
youth. Yeah, for Abians.
Okay.
For Abians now. Basically, I'm going to represent Umuahia South, but we're going to work for Abia State. So we're going to also help the executive to make sure that those laudable projects they want to execute, we will support them. We're not going to have an assembly where we'll hold the governor to ransom to say if you must give us. No. It's going to be service. Abia is at the lowest web. The Abia of 1999 is actually better than the Abia we have today.
Okay.
So we're going to help Dr. Alex Oti, who I believe will get the mandate of Abia people to deliver all those promises in his manifestos. He had promised to create an interest-free loans for Abia farmers, business people, artisans, everybody. As long as you have a business you're running, you have a mini industry, you will have an interest-free loan where government gives you this money. After a particular time, you bring it back. No interest whatsoever. Okay. We must encourage people, to do their businesses, and that way everybody gets going on. TC, you will agree with me that apart from the beer parlor joints in Umuahia, the town shuts down by 6 p.m. And if you go to other cities, that is when their economy starts booming. We must create an enabling environment where people will even feel safe to do business, especially at night. So yeah, those are the things we're coming to do for our people. And I'm not going to represent my clan. I'm from the Umapara clan.
Okay.
I'm not running on this election on the basis of where I come from. I'm running because I know I have the capacity to make sure that after 4 years, my people can sit down and say, yes, this man has done well. And that is what I want to do.
All right, let's take a look at the possibility of Labour Party sweeping the House of Assembly polls, right? And comes the governorship elections, Labour Party, just like what happened at the presidential and the House of Assembly, House of Reps, Alex Oti doesn't get to win. Think about that for a few seconds, and how do you think it's going to play out? A legislature made up of mostly Labour Party flag bearers and an executive headed by some other party. Do you think you'll be able to work in consonance? Because I've been hearing you talk about my principle. It means you had all your plans, laid out, and the possibility of this being knocked. I mean, do you have like a plan B if you had to work with an executive that's not off your platform?
TC, when I was in primary 6, I was going to do my common entrance. You have 2 options, first choice and second choice. My father wanted me to go to Methodist College, and he told me my first choice was Methodist College, my second choice was Methodist College. Right? Yeah. He believed I could do it. I wrote my common entrance, and I got admission to Methodist College straight. Dr. Alex will win the election. That is sacrosanct. Nothing can change it. However, just to react to your question, I am not coming to immediately I get elected. I won't be a house member of Labour Party. I will be a member of the Abia State House of Assembly. I would be there to work for Abia State House of Assembly, irrespective of who the executive is. So yes, I will work for Abia State. I will work for anybody who becomes the governor. But I'm very sure who it would be. So that is why I keep saying.
We're not going to the polls yet.
We're not going to the polls yet. When we were doing campaigns, when Peter B came, we told him in Abia, we're going to vote for you, and we'll also vote for people who will work with you. We made those promises because we knew our people would do the right thing. Out of the 8 House of Representatives in Abia State, we have 6 out of 8, right?
Yeah.
So we said it and we did it. So we know the mood of our people. It's not about any Obi wave. When people say, it's Obi wave, it's Obi wave. I mean, Abia North had options. They took who they wanted. Ben, the federal constituency, there was still Obi wave. Ben won. So if you go to Ebonyi State, APC cleared there. So it's not about Obi wave. Abia is tired of the past leadership we have. I call them past because, May is just here. They're losing grip already, and they know. That is why everywhere you go to, the only thing you hear is there will be violence, there will be violence, there will be violence. You can't plan to win an election and you'll be planning for violence too. So they already know that Labour will win the election. And in Dr. Alex, we will also have our own P2B. The only difference between Dr. Alex and Peter is that Dr. Alex has not been a governor before. But this is a man who has the capacity University from an executive trainee to managing director of a bank. It shows that he's a very intelligent, very brilliant, passionate Abian. He has been very consistent in the things he has said since 2014. It's God's time. This is God's time, yes.
Let's talk about your background just a little bit. I mean, you've talked about going to Methodist College. You had your secondary education. What did you do at university level? Did you also put one choice, the two options that you had?
First of all, I went to Library Avenue Primary School. For those who are very conversant with Umuahia of the old, where the government house is now, used to be my primary school. Okay. I went to Methodist College. Exactly, at some point, I went to Holy Ghost College Owerri. Okay. When Abia State University, I had business management. I did my youth service with the Mobile Oil in Port Harcourt. I was a pioneer staff of Zynos Computers.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was a pioneer staff. I was a Zynos for about a year. Then I left and joined our family business. We do road construction and some other things. So I don't have a gap in my life. I have lived and earned a very honest living. I left the university in 1999, did my youth service. Moreover, I was a graduate at 21 years.
Really?
And I've been out of school for about 23 years now. I've gathered experience all over, from mobile to an IT company to construction, and I'm here now.
But what do you say has prepared you for legislative work?
What has prepared me for legislative work is that I have hanged around politics for a long time. My brother was a member of the Federal House of Representatives in 1999 to 2023. My father was also a politician. I live in Umuahia. I grew up here. I lived here. I know what my people want. So for legislation, it needs a level of intelligence. And my friends will tell you that Tom is very brilliant. When the issues, he has to come to me. So I'm very well prepared for the job. I have worked with people. I have managed people. And, this is it. We're here to make sure that we get Abia to also continue and at least let us sing that Lord's song for some time, even for the next 4 years.
How would you react to the, insinuations that some persons who were voted in during the last elections, as House of Reps members, were not prepared? There's a particular story that's been trending. I think an Okada man. There was also a driver who was seen, flashing. And I'm trying to juxtapose that with the last question that I asked you.
TC. We have also elected lawyers who turned out to be absolute failures, right?
Okay.
That Okada man could actually be a graduate. There is dignity in labor. It's only in this part of the client that will look down on people. If that Okada is what is feeling his family, it does not make him less of an intelligent person or less of a man, right? Until we give him the privilege. We have also had people who have standard 6 or who have SSCE, who have also gone on to do very well in wherever they found themselves in, right? Yeah. So what job the man does to earn a living for his family, he's better than a thief.
Yeah.
So when I see people put pictures and they make reference to his occupation, I see it as very derogatory. That he drives Okada is because he doesn't want to be a thief. So I would rather even support to vote that Okada man than to vote a thief who is throwing money around to come and represent us. So, for me, it doesn't matter. These people might turn out to, surprise us. For him to be an Okada man in his locality, that means he is very close to his people. He is now wearing the shoes. He knows where it pains. He knows what to do for his people. He has probably seen the other side of life, God, faith, and to a very large extent, Labour Party had, taking him out of there to another place. It will give him an opportunity. He knows where he's coming from. He will always go back to his roots. Go and check the history of politicians who come from a very modest background.
Yeah.
They turn out to do very well. Not people who go into politics because they want to maintain a status. They see it as a status symbol and this and that. And, so, yeah, sure, let's give them opportunities. Like me, too. I have a very humble beginning. My father didn't have the best of education. He made 10 children. 9 survived, and 9 of us are university graduates. My father had a shop. He was just a petit trader doing contracts, doing this and that. My mom had been a housewife all her life, a supportive life, supporting the husband, making sure the home front is clean, So it doesn't make my father less of anybody, I don't think we're even as successful as my father is yet.
Why would you say so?
Yeah, I mean, do I have a child that is as old as me? No.
Okay.
Do I have 9 graduates? No. So we intend to get there. We will definitely.
You intend to have 9 children?
No, not yet. But at least we intend to, look back and see our children go to radio stations and say good things about us. My father was a good man. I am married.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you're going to ask.
Since we talked about kids, I mean, I wanted to know if there's a wife and what she thinks about you going into politics. I know what's associated late nights, meetings, events, and all those appearances you have to put up here and there.
I got married in December 2008.
Okay.
I have 2 beautiful children, Crystal and Charisma.
Okay.
My wife is a graduate of accountancy from the University of Calabar.
All right. Malabite.
Yes. It was difficult for me to tell my wife that I wanted to run an election.
But this is the first time you're running an election.
Yes. My wife is. My friends know that my wife is this. If I want to attend an event and I don't want my wife to come with me, I will tell her politicians are coming there and police people are coming there. And my wife doesn't like to hear the sound of gunshot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I imagining myself going to put her in that situation. It was easier for me because I was with my family and my elder brother called me and we were having a discussion. And I was like, my wife is even here. It's okay. Let me talk to your wife. And he was like, oh, Neka, sorry, he's going to cut short his trip. This politics thing. He needs to come and start doing it. And by that time, I hadn't mentioned to my wife. My wife was like, okay, thank you. And she went off the phone and said, Tommy, what did I just hear? I said, I want to run an election for House of Assembly. And, my kids were there and they were like, oh, that's good. Daddy, congrats, you will win. And my wife was like, are you serious? Have you discussed this with your dad? I said, no. So somehow she was like, Tommy, are you sure you'll be safe? I said, yes, it's okay, you have my support. I couldn't believe it. Even till today, I'll be like, what happened?
Yeah.
She was like, she saw it in my eyes. I already made up my mind and she needed to support me from day one. So it wasn't really difficult for me. And I'm fine. I'm fine.
So you get a chance to say something to her. Today is International Women's Day. You get a chance to say something, anything you want to say to your wife. You get a chance as a way of wrapping up the show. And by extension, probably your mom and any other lady out there who you would want to, celebrate.
My wife. I can't thank her enough. My wife is taking care of my kids alone for the past 5 years. Schooling and, taking care of kids. And she has done a very marvelous job. And I am very grateful. She knows that I am eternally grateful. But let me use this opportunity to say, Neka, I am happy for all you do for the family, for all you do for the children, for taking care of all of us. We're very grateful. And my mom, she met 10 children. Every morning she would call me and said, how are you? I say, I'm fine. And I remember when I was at Methodist College, I needed to buy books. My mom came to school. I was crying because my mom was ill. I was not expecting her to come. My driver was not available to bring her, and she came with a public transport, just to come and make sure she delivers my textbook. I couldn't believe it. That memory, every day I pray to God and say, please, let my mom see me become an honorable member. My mom was 80 years last December.
Okay.
And my dad had passed on since 2011. She's holding the home front very well. So happy International Women's Day, Mom. And I love you. And all my sisters, I have my family, my parents made 6 women and 5 surviving. Our eldest child died in a plane crash in 1996. Mm-hmm. And so, my sisters, thank you very much for the support. I love you guys. Happy International.
Thank you very much for coming on the program, Tommy. I'm hoping that we can have an extended time, just in case maybe the elections are postponed, probably. But then it's good to have you on short notice come through and speak with your people.
Thank you, TC. I'm very grateful. And thank you, listeners and viewers. let's go out on Saturday and vote Labour Party.
If
Papa, Mama, Pikin, Ebaiga Bianyaka. Thank you.
All right. I'll take a moment now. On the flip side of the hour, we're going to have a woman advocate. It's the International Women's Day. We're going to be having some more conversations in the next 20 minutes. So stay right here in the dial, 96.5. And if you're watching, this is Rapid TV. Bye for now.
Make you paint your house with Sackloss. The beauty go last year because Sackloss.
My guy, which kind of paint have you used? We go make my